Hello, everyone. Today homework exercise listen and repeat. Yes.
How the mind works. Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once
So the first thing I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works. Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once you control it,
you can control it, you can focus it. You can't focus or concentrate something you don't understand.
you can focus is you can focus and concentrate something you don't understand.
When people say to me, life is too busy, I can't simplify,
When people say to me life is too busy, I can't simplify.
no, it's you don't want to. You have the choice. Nobody's holding a gun to your head saying you have to associate with these people, you have to do these.
No, it's you don't want to. You have the choice. Nobody holding and guns to your ears saying you have to associate 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 with the people and you have to do the thing. No, you choose do them.
Things. No, you choose to do them. People say this to me all the time. I hang around with entrepreneurs and other people that you and I have met.
People say this to me all the time. You know I hang around with and entrepreneurs and other people like you and have a met.
They've come up with Snapchat. You need to be on Snapchat. I'm like, I don't need to be on Snapchat. I don't care what comes up tomorrow. I'm not going to do it.
They they have to come up with Snapchat. You need to be on Snapchat and lie. I don't need to be on Snapchat. I don't care what come up tomorrow. I am not gonna do it.
Because I can't sustain it. Right? That's going to take a little bit more of my energy each day. And I only have this much energy, and I need to divide it between all the people and things that I love.
Because I can't sustain it right. That's gonna take a little bit more on my energy today. And I only have a this much energy and I need to divide it between all the people and things that I love.
Right? Law of thermodynamics states you cannot create or destroy energy, but you can transfer it from one thing to another or transform it from one thing to another.
The law of the modernist states you cannot create or destroy energy, but you can transfer it from one thing to another or transform it from one thing to another.
So I can't create more energy. I only have this much. Because come 11 o'clock tonight, I'll be exhausted, ready to sleep.
So I can't create more energy. I only have this much because at 11 o'clock tonight I will be exhausted and ready to sleep.
So I got this much 100%. I need to know where I'm dividing. I always tell entrepreneurs to look at energy the same way they look at money.
So I got this much 100%. I need to know where I am diving, diving, dividing. I always tell and teach listeners to look at energy the same way they look at money.
It's a finite resource that needs to be wisely managed, wisely reallocated, and wisely invested.
Its finest resource that needs to be wisely monitored, wisely re-focused, and wisely invested.
The average person sleeps about 7 to 8 hours, to say roughly, so we're awake for about 16 hours of the day.
The average person sleep about 7 to 8 hours to say roundly. So we wake for about 16 hours hour of the day.
Let's just say on average we're practicing at 13 hours a day, 7 days a week distraction.
Let's just say on average we practice we practicing it uh, 13 hour a day, 7 day a week distraction.
And then you wonder why you're so good at it. That's the
And then you wonder why you were so good at it.
law of practice. The law of practice is that we become good.
That's the law of practice. The law of practice is that we become good.
And whatever it is we practice, whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. If you practice something over and over and over again,
At whatever is we practice, whether it possible or negative, it doesn't matter. If you practice something over and over and over again,
and you become really good at it. And that's why people are so good at distraction, because it's what they practice.
you become really good at it. And that's why people are so good at distraction, because it's what they practice.
And then people say things like technology are great distractors, right? Smartphones. Oh, I have this thing. So
And then people say things like technology are rich distraction, right? Smartphone, oh, I have this thing.
distracting my smartphone, the internet.
So distracting my smartphone, the internet.
Are they distractors? I'd like to say no first, and then yes.
Are they distraction? I'd like to say no first and then yes.
Yes, but mostly no. Technology in itself is not a bad thing.
But mostly no. Technology in it in it shall is not a bad thing.
It's actually a beautiful thing, as long as we're in charge of it. But if every time your iPhone beeps,
It's actually a beautiful thing as long as we are in charge of it. But if every time your iPhone beeps
or makes a sound and you turn to it and you go, "Yes, master, how can I serve you today?"
or makes a sound and you turn to it and you go, yes, master, how can I serve you today?
Then you live in that world of distraction. It's training you to be distracted. But if you actually use technology,
Then you believe in that words of distraction. You is training you to be distracted. But if you actually use technology,
then technology is not a bad thing.
that technology is not a bad thing.
So, how do we become good at concentrating? We start by understanding the mind.
So how do we become good at concentrating? Concentrating, concentrating, concentrating. We start with understanding the mind.
Right? All of us have a mind. It's the most powerful tool in the world. Both a smartphone, it's for machines that drive itself on Mars.
Right. All of us have a mind. It's the most powerful tool in the world. Boss, the smartphone, each push machine that drive Israel on Mars.
So the first thing I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works.
So the first thing I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works.
Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it, and once you can control it, you can.
Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it, and once you can control it, you
Focus.
can control it.
You can't focus or concentrate something you don't understand.
You can focus it. You can focus or concentrate something you don't understand.
So how does the mind work? From the monk's perspective, from the monk's experience of the mind, there's
So how does the mind work? From the so so how does the mind work? From the mind's perspective, from the mind experience of the mind.
two things that you need to understand. One is there's awareness, and one is the mind.
There are two things that you need to understand. One is the awareness and one is the mind.
So I'll take a few moments to explain this to you and share what they are. So imagine awareness as a glowing ball of light, like an orb that can float around. Okay, so that's awareness. Now imagine your mind as a vast space, vast area with many different sections within it.
So I'll take a few moments to explain this to you and share what they are. So you magazine awareness is a growing ball of light like and all that can rush around. Okay, so that's awareness now. Imagine your mind as a vast space, a vast area with many different sections. Within it, one area of the mind is anger, jealousy.
One area of the mind is anger, jealousy, food, sex, happiness, joy, science, art.
Jealousy, food, sex, happiness, joy, passion, art.
And this glowing ball of light called awareness can travel within the mind, and it can go to any area of the mind it wants to go to.
And is it growing balls? This light called awareness can travel within the mind and it can go to any area of the mind it want to go to.
And when it goes to a particular area of the mind, it lights up that area.
And when it goes to a particular eye of the mind, it light up that area.
It lights up that area of the mind, you become conscious of it. And this is what happens all day. We allow people and things around us to take awareness from one area of the mind to another all day long.
When it light up the area of the mind, you become conscious of it, and this is what's happened all day. We allow people and things around us to take our awareness from one area of the mind to another all day long.
From the time we wake up, and therefore we become distracted.
From the time we wake up and therefore we become distracted.
To be concentrated is to be able to keep your awareness on one thing for an extended period of time.
To be to be contacted is to be able to keep your awareness on one thing for an extended period of time.
How do we practice this? We practice this by doing one thing at a time throughout the day. One
How do we practice this? We practice this by doing one thing at a time throughout the day.
What's the best way to develop concentration? The best way to develop concentration is to bring that practice into our everyday life.
What's the best way to develop concentration? These are the best way to develop concentration is to bring that practice into our everyday life.
Look at opportunities throughout your day. In your average day, ask yourself, what's a great opportunity to practice concentration?
Look at opportunity throughout your day in your average day. Ask yourself what's a great opportunity to practice concentration.
How many of you have a spouse or partner that you live with?
How many of you have a spouse, a partner that you like with?
Quite a few of you. Every time you speak with your spouse or your partner,
Question a few of you. Every time you speak with your spouse your, or your partner,
keep that ball of light, that awareness on that person. It drifts away, bring it back. It drifts away, bring it back. The more you practice this, the more you become better.
keep that ball, keep that ball of light, that honest on the person. Is this away, bring it back, is drift away, bring it back. The more you practice this, the more you become better at.
At concentration. Give her or him your undivided attention.
Better at concentration with her or him, the undivided attention.
So if you speak to your spouse for 2 hours a day, what a great opportunity to practice concentration. Every time you speak with each other,
So if speak to your spouse for 2 hours a day, what a great opportunity to practice concentration every time you speak with your child.
now practice concentration. Parents come up to me all the time and say, Dandapani, how can I teach my children to concentrate?
Practice concentration. Parents come up to me all the time and say, Dan, Dan, Dandapani, how can I teach my children to concentration?
Very easy. You learn to concentrate first.
Very easy. You learn to concentrate first.
There's an old saying that goes, monkey sees, monkey do. You know? And if you can't concentrate, you can't expect your child to concentrate. And if you don't teach your children how to concentrate,
Very easy. You learn to concentrate first. Now, there is an old saying that goes monkey sees, monkey do, monkey see, monkey do, monkey sees, monkey do. You know. And if you can't concentrate, you can't expect your child to concentrate. And if you don't teach your children how to concentrate,
how can they possibly learn how to concentrate? They can't. The benefits of concentration are endless.
how can they possibly learn how to concentrate? They can. The benefits of concentration are endless.
When you're able to concentrate, you're able to focus all your energy into a single given point. Life is a manifestation of where your energy is.
when right, when you are able to concentrate, you are able to focus on your energy into a single grief point. Life is a manifestation of where your energy is flowing.
is flowing. And if you can't concentrate your energy, the things that you want to manifest in your life becomes very, very challenging.
And if you can concentrate you your energy, the thing that you want to manifest in your life become very very challenging.
So learn to concentrate by doing one thing at a time. Bring this practice into everything that you do throughout the day. Make it a part of your life. Practice, practice, practice. Keep bringing awareness back and keep it focused on one thing at a time.
And if you can concentrate your energy, things that you want to manifest in your life become very 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 challenging. So learn to concentrate, be doing one thing at a time. Bring this practice to everything that you do throughout the day. Make it a part of your life. Practice, practice, practice. Keep bringing awareness back and keep it focused on one thing at a time. Thank you listening to me. Goodbye. See you again.